Ever wondered what it would look like if a Game Boy could scan alien plants in the forest? I built a retro-futuristic plant scanner, think Sony Walkman meets Game Boy, and rendered it entirely in Blender's Eevee using free assets. Let me show you how I built it, from modeling to animated UI to final grade, so you can see my process. I wanted it to look like something a botanist from the year 2095 would pull out of their cargo shorts, a chunky scanner. And I wanted it to look like a vintage Game Boy or the Walkman from Sony. It was pretty basic to model, just a bunch of loop cuts and bevels. I am not the best at texturing, so after marking the seams and UV unwrapping, I took it into Substance Painter and applied smart materials and used alphas to stamp details using a mask. The alphas I got from a pack of Gundam decals. Even if you're rushing, using alphas with depth and roughness channels can go a long way to fake detail, and you could spend a lot of time here, working on the textures to make this look 100 times better. But I just wanted a quick render. Once you have your textures, you can start building the material in Blender. It's just a simple base color with metallic, roughness, and normals. For the user interface, I generated a few options in Midjourney and used their new video feature to create a UI being animated. You could also do this in After Effects, as that is great at creating motion graphics and typography. I wanted the UI to kind of look like Winamp, the old music playing software from the 2000s. Winamp had these great skins you could download, and I remember having a Half-Life Winamp skin that I loved. I dragged the video into the shader graph and turned on auto refresh so it would loop. Then I selected the faces for the screen and assigned the video as a material. Then connected the video to the emission part of the BSDF shader. Since I wanted more glow without blowing out the video on the texture, I added an area light and scaled it to be facing the camera. I set it to green and played with the power and exposure. Then I parented the light to the scanner. For the environment, you can get some great assets from Polyhaven. It is a fantastic resource, and you must check them out if you do work in Blender. I downloaded a ground texture. They do have a plugin for import directly into Blender, but you must pay. I recommend downloading the blend file of the asset or the texture you want, because if you click append, you can directly import the material and it is set up perfectly. I got my camera and composition ready. I know I wanted to make the main plant the focus in the middle and the leading lines pointing to the center. So I got some dead tree trunks to point towards the middle of the frame to lead the eye. I wanted to animate the plants, so I used a simple deform modifier on the plants and keyframed the angles and added a noise modifier to the animation to make the plants sway in the wind. I also used geometry nodes to create dust particles to give the scene more motion and visual interest. It makes the forest seem almost magical. Since I wanted to make a first-person view, I downloaded a robot arm from CG Trader and parented my Game Boy plant scanner to the arm. From there, I made a simple animation of the arm moving up into frame, zooming in, and then zooming out again to make a loop. In my render settings, I set the mode to OpenEXR and in the compositor and added a glare and lens distortion node. I know the lens distortion can be overdone on renders like these, so keep it classy. I know I overuse it all the time. Once the render is done, we take it into After Effects or whatever editing program you want, like DaVinci, and we add color correction and film grain. This is why the OpenEXR is so much better than a PNG. We can retain so much more information for color correction, especially for things like exposure and black levels. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed me talking through this quick render. If there's a topic you want me to explain or question, leave a comment and I'll answer it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.